Hey everyone, welcome back to Next Generation. So recently I've discovered my latest obsession, which is not a good thing because I am already so plant obsessed inside my home and out that this is the last thing that I needed, but that's okay. And that is plant propagating. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this before. Basically, if you take a trimming from a plant, so it's not gonna work with every single plant in the entire world, but most plants that I've tried this with, it's worked. Whoa. And you stick it in some water, and as you can see, it starts growing roots right out the bottom, and bam, you have a whole new plant. So I started with one plant, and within a few days, I saw all of these roots start to grow. I thought it was the coolest thing, plus you get a free plant out of it. So it's a win-win for me. You can use plants you already have at home. You can take pieces from your friends' plants and exchange them. So now that I have this newfound obsession, I have all of these different plants in one mason jar, and I figured that I should take advantage of this and make it a really cool home decor piece. So I went on Pinterest, of course, my favorite place. If you want to follow me, you can. But on there, I saw that people like to use test tubes and other types of glasses to hang up on the wall so that you can have each of your plants in different vases. And then also, it just looks really cool hanging up on the wall. So this is going to be an extremely easy DIY. You don't even have to really make anything. It's basically just putting it together and making it look nice. I really just wanted to make this video to show you guys the idea because, like I mentioned, I just found out about plant propagating and I don't know where I've been, apparently sleeping, because I had no clue about it, and it's amazing. So I wanted to share it with you guys. As usual, we're first going to start with everything that you need to make it. First up, you will need the type of vases that you would like to use. So like I showed you, I currently have them in a mason jar. This would work perfect if you just wanted to use these, but I wanted to get fancy. The first one that I picked up are these really cute glass jars that have fleur-de-lis on them, so I had to pick them up because I'm sure you guys know I live in New Orleans, hence the accent, and fleur-de-lis are basically the mascot of the entire city. If you've ever been here, then you would know what I mean. You will see fleur-de-lis literally everywhere you turn around. So I had to pick those up, and it just looks like a really nice, classy, vintage looking jar. I think those came in a pack of 4, and I will have everything linked down below in the description if you are interested. So the other vases that I got are these little test tubes, and I am obsessed with these. They come with this really pretty gold detailing on the top. And these are really cool because they already come ready to go. So there's a little magnet on the back side, so if you wanted to, you can hang these up on your refrigerator or even just on a magnetic strip and they will stick right to that. You can take your test tube right out of there, so it's really easy to use these. I'll be using these a little bit differently, but it is really convenient that it comes with that magnet on the back, and it comes in a pack of 2. I believe they also had rose gold as well. And then the last vase that I have, don't mind how huge this plant has gotten, but I had one of these bulbs, which are called paper whites, and it grew so huge, as you can see, and I just figured I'd let it keep going until it dies. So this vase is perfect for bulbs just like this. If you do tulips or any type of flowers that have a bulb like that, it sits right on top. You add your water to the bottom, and the roots just sit in the water just like that, and I just think this thing is so cool. I think those are definitely my favorites to grow because they grew extremely fast. So if you've never grown anything from a bulb like that, I would definitely recommend paper whites just because it was a lot of satisfaction watching it grow so quickly. So those are all of the vases that I have, and then the only other thing that you will need are these little metal clamps. I believe they're called like adjustable clamps. Not too sure what they're called. So this makes it super easy. If you have all different types of vases like I have, then this will work for all the different sizes. So you'll need one of these for each vase that you have, but I won't be using them for these small test tubes. If you would like, you could. They do have ones that are extremely small like this instead of these really big ones. So if you did want to use all of the same clamps, then you can just get the smaller version of these that will fit around your test tubes. And then of course you'll need some screws to hang it up on the wall. So depending on where you're putting it will depend on the type of screw you will need. If you're going into a stud, then you can just use a regular screw. But if you're not going into a stud, then I would recommend using an anchor on the back so that it will help to hold the weight of your vase that's filled with the water and the plants. You just want to make sure that your screw is sturdy enough to hold up the weight on the other end. So the first thing I'm gonna do is figure out where I wanna place all of the vases up on the wall. So I have this corner in my living room that's right by a window, and I feel like this is the perfect spot to hang up all of the clippings. It gets the perfect amount of sun, and it's in a good spot where I can see it every day. I also am going to try to find a stud in the wall so that I can just hang them directly into there. where we want to hang them all up on the wall, we're gonna go ahead and prep our clamps. There are these little notches on the side where you can adjust the clamp. I'm gonna go ahead and just widen one of those holes so that my screw can fit through there. I'm gonna go ahead and attach all of my clamps up on the wall. Like I mentioned at the beginning, you either need to put it into a stud or you need to use an anchor on the back of your screw. So like I mentioned, these small test tubes do already come with your mount on it that is magnetic on the back. So you can either install a magnet on your wall and just have it magnetized on there, but I don't feel like that's gonna hold extremely well. So what I'm gonna do is I don't even know what I'm gonna do. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a screw into the stud, and then I'm just gonna E6000 glue the back of our mount on the test tube right onto the screw, because this is industrial strength glue, so I feel like this is gonna hold the best. I feel like this is just the easiest way to go is industrial strength glue it to the wall. So we've decided that for these, since it already came with the magnetic strip, which is pretty heavy duty for these little magnets, we're just gonna go ahead and cut this into small pieces and then glue that to the screw. That way we are still able to detach these from the wall if we ever needed to take them off. So that's what we're gonna do instead of just gluing this directly to the screw. So now that we have all of our clamps ready on the wall, we can now hang up all of the remainder of the vases that we have. And the way I'm gonna do that is there's a little screw that's on each of the metal clamps. It opens up the clamp completely. You can then put your vase inside and then tighten it up to the exact size that you need. And you can even put a screwdriver into that screw head and tighten it up even further. So you can either go around the base of your bottle or you can go around the top or the neck of the bottle, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be going around the top just so it is a lot more sleek and you don't see it as much as if it were to be around the base of the bottle. But you can also spray paint these or put little rhinestones on them, decorate them, whatever you would like, if you do want this to be an extra little decorative element to it. is so hard.
Reaching for the sky, huh?
Look how cute it looks.
Oh, that just changed that whole corner vibe.
So I feel like this is the perfect setup. Whenever you get a clipping, you can just place them in one of these bottles, and when they get too large for the bottle, you can then move it into a pot. Not sure exactly how to do it. I haven't been past this point of just getting roots on the bottom. So if you guys know more details on how to propagate plants, please leave that down below in the comments. So that is all for my DIY votive clipping plants propagation station situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.